Are you wondering what PA specialties pay the most? Well, today we're going to run through the top 5. I'll also be giving you an idea of the median number of hours worked per specialty and what percentage of PAs working in those specialties say that they're burnt out. Now, just so you know, the information I'm going to share with you today comes from the AAPA, and then I also found other information on sites like Glassdoor and ZipRecruiter. Obviously, these figures are just to kind of give you an idea, and your compensation should be vastly different depending on the location you're in. If you're in a high cost of living area, you should be making the very top salaries versus if you're in a rural area. In addition, it also depends on what kind of facility you're working in, whether it's a hospital or a community clinic or a school clinic. It depends on how many years experience you have. And sadly, I still have to say, in some cases, it depends on whether you're a man or you're a woman. Before we start talking about the individual specialties, the AAPA lists the mean compensation for all PAs at $121,000 per year, which is very close to the 2021 Bureau of Labor Statistics report saying that the mean PA salary is $121,500. And for reference, when we talk about the burnout rate, the 2021 AAPA report showed that 52% of PAs report being burnt out. That is a higher number than I would have thought. So on that depressing note, let's dive in and talk actual money. We're going to start from number 5 and count all the way up to number 1. Number 5 was a bit of a shock for me, and it may be for you as well. I never would have put this in the top 5 category. But number 5 is occupational medicine.
What?
I've actually done some locums work in occupational medicine, and I think it's kind of a great specialty to work in the right setting. So AAPA lists the median salary in occupational medicine as $120,000, with the median bonus being $5,000. So that puts occupational medicine at $125,000 for a mean salary based on AAPA's report. But Glassdoor put that number even higher at $129,000. Additionally, PAs in occupational medicine work on average about a 40-hour work week, and they have a lower than average burnout rate of 42%. Now, number 4 is a little different because it's actually a grouping of some specialties. It is the surgical subspecialties that include things like oromaxillofacial surgery, OB/GYN oncology surgery, and they list podiatric surgery, which I didn't realize there's that many PAs working in podiatry. But anyway, from what I can gather, it doesn't seem like the major surgical specialties like orthopedics, general surgery, neurosurgery, that any of those are included in this subspecialty group. The AAPA report puts the mean salary as the same as occupational medicine at $120,000, but it appears that the PAs in these specialties get higher bonuses, bringing the median total compensation to $127,000. Interestingly, it listed that the PAs in these surgical specialties actually average about 40 hours per week, but I would have thought it would have been more. And they have a much lower burnout rate of 32%. Now, 32% is still high, but it is much lower than the median average of 52%. Emergency medicine comes in as the number 3 top paying specialty, with the total median compensation at $129,000 per year. Unlike in most other specialties, the majority of emergency medicine PAs and NPs are paid hourly, with the median hourly rate being $70 per hour and the median bonus being about $6,000. Now, Glassdoor puts the average PA compensation in emergency medicine at $138,000 per year, and ZipRecruiter lists a range between $115,000 and $239,000. Pretty suspicious of that $239,000, and I wonder if the algorithm didn't pick up some physician pay in there instead of just looking for physician assistant or physician associate. Now, I will say that emergency medicine is one of those specialties where you can really make a lot extra income by picking up extra shifts at the facility you work at or moonlighting at other facilities, either in urgent care or emergency medicine. Now, the reason for that usually is because the shifts in the ER are very flexible, and PAs and NPs are often working 12-hour shifts, meaning that they're working 3 shifts a week, leaving them lots of extra days to pick up extra shifts. Per the AAPA report, the median work hours for PAs is 38 hours per week, but the burnout rate for ER is really high. There's only one other specialty that that I saw that was higher, and that was critical care. So the burnout rate for emergency medicine is 62%. Pretty understandable. I mean, the ER in general is a pretty stressful, high-paced environment to work in. But emergency medicine was one of those specialties that also caught like the brunt of the COVID pandemic. So take that into consideration. It has flexible hours. Usually you work less than 40 hours a week. You can make high pay, pick up extra shifts, but it is something that does have a high level of burnout. Moving on to number 2, that is dermatology. I think a lot of people probably thought dermatology would be number 1, but in AAPA's survey, it actually comes in at number 2. Now, derm is a specialty that a lot of people want to get into and find it very desirable. You have very few derm emergencies. You're usually never on call with dermatology. Patients are often pretty happy to be there. And of course, the pay is good too. The 2021 AAPA report puts the median compensation for PAs in dermatology at $148,000. Now that's total compensation. The median base salary is actually much lower at $110,000. But derm is one of those specialties that often pays on a bonus structure, and the median of those bonuses is $22,000. Now Glassdoor does estimate the annual median salary to be a little lower at $137,000, but still a great salary. Now, the compensation in dermatology can vary widely. It can depend on a lot of things, like how your contract is structured, how many procedures you do, how many patients you see. So it is really important, if you are moving into dermatology, that you understand how the contracts are structured, or you have somebody review it who has that knowledge and can tell you whether that's a good contract or not. Now, on average, dermatology PAs work about 40 hours per week, and they do have a lower burnout rate of about 43%. Now, if you're interested in dermatology, I have interviewed a dermatology PA. I'll put the link to that video at the end of this video. So go check it out if you want to learn what it's really like to work in dermatology and if it might be right for you. That puts us up to the number 1 spot. Do you have guesses? Do you know what number 1 is? Guess down below in the comment section before I reveal it to you. So according to the 2021 AAPA salary report, the specialty with the highest mean salary goes to cardiovascular/cardiothoracic surgery, with a mean annual compensation at just over $147,000. The overwhelming majority of cardiothoracic PAs are paid on a salary, with a very high median base salary of $141,000 and median bonuses of $7,500. Now, cardiothoracic surgery PAs do generally work longer hours, with the median hours being 50 hours per week. As you can imagine, the long hours and the stress of working in cardiothoracic surgery do lead to a burnout rate of 48%, but that's still less than the median for all PAs at 52%. So remember, these are just the median compensation numbers. There are so many things that can affect it, and you can make much higher than what I've listed here, but you also may find jobs that have listings for a lot lower than that. But it is important to know these numbers when you go looking for a job so that you can have some ammunition behind you and you can have some footing from which to negotiate. So what did you think about these numbers? Were there any surprises on the list for you? Did you feel like the numbers were lower or higher than you thought that they would be? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you're searching for what specialty you want to work in, you might want to watch the interviews I have on this channel with people working in the different medical specialties or doing kind of cool and unusual jobs. Also, if you work in a specialty and you would like to tell people about what it is that you do, please send me an email and I'll consider interviewing you for the channel. My email address will be listed in the description box below, or you can find it on my main channel page as well. I appreciate you watching. I do hope that you would subscribe to this channel if you like the content and that you'll tell others about it. Thanks for joining me today. Take care, stay sane, and I'll see you next time on the Medicine Couch. Bye.